everybody. Welcome back to MAPOP Sports. This is Grandy. If this is your first time here, welcome. Appreciate you guys checking out the channel, checking out this video. If you guys are returning, welcome back, man. We made it through the week, man. Awesome. Happy Friday, everybody. Hopefully everybody's had a good week. Hopefully everybody's getting geared up for the weekend. So if you guys just wondering, I think tomorrow or Sunday, we'll see if I have a chance, because my daughter has basketball, but I was going to do what's selling this week, maybe either tomorrow or Sunday, so we'll see if I can get that video out for you guys on the eBay storefront. But yeah, this weekend I got a lot of family time this weekend and next weekend, but I'm going to be grinding in the early mornings and stuff, so that's what I'll be doing this weekend. So, but let's just get into it. Let's do a little Q&A. Like I said, this is your first time here. I usually do this once a week. A lot of people follow me, whether on Instagram or here, and they just ask questions, which that's why I highly recommend, if you guys are just wondering, make sure you guys comment on any of the videos. I try to jot whatever questions down, or just DM me directly, whether on Instagram or here. Either which way, I'll try to answer you guys' questions. Like I just said, this is just my journey, what I experience as a seller full-time now of sports cards on eBay. And you know, I'm just giving you guys my experience. No right or no wrong answer here. I'm just telling you what I think and what I see. So we'll get started. Have I ever thought about selling on COMC? I understand, you know, the process of it and everything. So COMC is definitely something I'm looking into on down the road. I've purchased before on it. I've never really sold on it before. I understand that, you know, the convenience of it and everything. You just ship them a bulk of your cards listed, you just kind of sell it on there. There's no shipping back and forth, there's no taking pictures. They kind of do it all for you. There is a fee, there's a, you know, I think there's a storage fee, how much you pay per month, you know, for them to hold your cards, all that good stuff. And then you can, you know, withdraw, you know, with I think like a 10 or 15% fee. And no, I totally get what COMC is. Is this something I want to do on down the road? Possibly. Right now, I'm a one-man show. I have over 30 some odd thousand listings on eBay. So, you know, just managing my eBay store itself and trying to scale that up itself is a job in itself, you know. I would love to be able to expand to COMC. I think if my bandwidth is big enough, hopefully at the end of the year, that's a possibility. I'm also looking to do more in-person shows. I haven't done in-person shows in almost a year now, because I really, you know, once I doing this full time, I wanted to focus completely on eBay, grow that, scale that up, and then go back to my in-person shows, which I'm going to be doing here next month. But I'll probably be doing that this year also. And then, like I just said, if my bandwidth allows me to be big enough to be able to do COMC, I will definitely look into that. The biggest thing about eBay, why I like eBay, is because, number one, I've already grown it. It has over 130 million users on a monthly basis, guys. I don't think the only other platform that I can see that gets that amount retail or sales or purchases wise is probably Amazon, maybe even Walmart, but I don't even think Walmart gets as many users as eBay, guys. So that's the biggest thing, is that the amount of eyes that eBay gets, it's just more than anybody else besides Amazon. So I just feel that, you know, the more eyes, the more users and everything, is obviously the more possible customer base. So that's why I use eBay. COMC on down the road, yeah, I mean, if I can expand big enough, I will definitely look into that. But just keep in mind, that's another inventory base that I'm going to have to scale up to if I use COMC. So that's just one of those things where I am thinking about it. It's just my bandwidth currently is just limited to eBay, and then I'm going to go into doing in-person shows. So, you know, baby steps. So definitely COMC is something that, you know, I'm looking into, and people always, you know, ask me and talk to me about, and hopefully on down the road, if, like I said, I can grow big enough on that. Question was, the initial listing of eBay, do I notice that the first 24 hours you sell the card, and then after that it just sits for a long time? And then I might as well just add, somebody also asked about the algorithm of eBay. Do I feel like it helps? Is it frustrating? One of these days I gotta ask the eBay person, or you know what, if anybody watches this video or checks out my channel, if you're an eBay worker, let me know about the algorithm. It's all a guessing game unless you actually work with them and if you help program for eBay. Everybody just thinks and anticipates or whatever the case may be. But we really don't know how the algorithm works for eBay. I don't know. If you guys know, hey, shit, let me know. If you work at eBay, that's the only way I'll trust you. If you worked at eBay and you know exactly how that works. Other than that, we're just assuming. And I don't know. This is the thing. My thoughts are, is it pricing? Is it what? So when you initially, so this is my thoughts. This is my thoughts only. I don't know if it's true or not. But when you first initially list on eBay, so several things happen. I feel like when you first list, eBay will try and push that out because it's the newest, freshest item, right? I think they will try and push it out, or they just like, hey, look, to the consumer base, this is something new that just got listed, and it gives it a run, okay? That's what I think. Number two, if you have a massive amount of followers, they're going to see that initially because they're like, you know, they follow you for a reason. They follow my eBay store for a reason, is that they like your stuff. They like your cards. They like your inventory. So when you first list something, it pops up on their list that, hey, your seller that you follow just listed something. So they check it out. So there's an opportunity for them to see that initially first when you first list it. So I think that helps in regards to initial sales. Then SEO, I really think is search engine optimization of your titles, your description, and everything. I think that initially helps too. Pricing is, you know, I always think, yes, if you got to price accordingly, because if somebody sees a card that they want that you just listed, most likely they're going to price gauge. They're going to check out other people's pricing on that specific card and compare. So pricing does matter. Do I get frustrated? I used to. But if you list on a constant basis, if you stay consistent, I think it works in your favor. I feel like, I don't know if that's true or not, but if you list on a daily basis and you keep listing, it's a numbers game. It's just like any other sales. At least that's what I've seen, in the past almost year now of doing this full time, is that if you're consistently listing, you will consistently sell. Simple as that. Days or vacations that I've taken where I don't list, I definitely see a dip in sales. So take it for what it's worth. I don't know if the algorithm really helps you on that, because this is the thing. eBay is so big. Like I just said, there's over 130, 120, whatever million users. They're not going to specifically like, oh, this seller sucks, or I'm not going to help this seller, or they're too big to really care. There's so many sellers. There's so many listings. They're not going to individually pick what to push and what not to push. I think they do push in regards to what, I guess you say, seasonally sells better. I think they do have something to do with that. I don't know. I don't know how they do. I don't know how their AI or their algorithm works. But I do think there is a thing with seasonal sales. Because if certain things they've known through the past, through experience, eBay knows what sells in between January and March. What sells better between, June, July, August, in the summer months? What sells more? August, February, you know what I mean, in the fall months. I think eBay does know, and they probably have a number stat sheet, whatever they can see what sells more, and then they're gonna push those items probably a little bit more during those months. That's what I would do if I was running eBay. I would run a program where, hey, calculate what sells the most. Fishing items sells the most in spring. Fishing items sells the most or doesn't sell the most in fall or whatever the case may be. Same thing with sports cards or sports or items, equipment. Sports equipment, basketball sells more during the winter months or during the spring months. I think eBay does calculate and take that information and then helps push those items, because whatever sells, they get paid. So that's the thing about eBay. They're not going to hate on you as a seller. They're going to want to help you. They want your store to succeed. They want your listing to sell, because the moment your shit sells, they get paid. That's as simple as that. So when people are saying like eBay hates me or eBay does not want to push my item, well, if your item doesn't sell, they're not going to make money. They want to make money. It's as simple as that. So they're going to want to help you be successful and help you sell so they can make money. So all those people who say like eBay hates me, they don't want me to sell, that's bullshit. Because if they don't want you to sell, they're not going to make any money. They want you to sell. So I don't know how it works. Hopefully one day I can talk to an eBay worker. Who knows? All right. Next question. Should I invest in Wembanyama, Victor Wembanyama? I'm the last person to ask about that stuff. It's a guessing game. I've always told everybody, take everybody's advice with a grain of salt. You don't know if it's going to go up, go down. What I do know is that I don't PC Victor Wembanyama. I do want to get his cards, and I do want to resell them. I'm just letting you guys know. I don't PC him, so I will flip him quickly if I get his cards, when I get his cards, and stuff like that. Now, what are my thoughts about buying him or investing in him? Look, like I said, I don't PC him, so I don't buy him specifically. Do I think his cards are at a high peak or whatever? I do know this, they're producing a shitload of his cards right now. There's a ton of his cards for sale. There's a mass production of his cards. However, there is a huge demand for his cards too. So in reality, to answer this question, I don't know. If I come across his cards in bulk lots that I purchased, I'll take them. I'm not going to go out of my way and buy his card and pay a top end dollar for his card. I'm just not. I feel like his cards are really high right now. Will they go higher? Possibly. Will they go lower? Possibly. You could end up losing money. You could end up winning, gaining money. Who knows? We never know. I think it's a definitely high risk if you were to buy a lot of his cards currently. And the reason being is he hasn't won anything. Is he going to win anything? Who knows? Like I say, the crazy thing is about this card market, he may win a championship, which I don't see anytime soon because of his team. But let's just say he wins a championship, his cards could actually technically go down. You just never know. Look at, like I said, look at Patrick Mahomes. I think a lot of his pricing is already baked into his prices of his cards. Who knows if Wembanyama's pricing is already baked into. So I would be weary and I'd be careful in regards to him because his stuff is pretty high and is highly mass produced right now. But to his own, man. I'm not going to tell you what to do and what not to do. But me personally, I don't PC him, so I could care less about buying his cards and thinking it's going to go up, go down. I just don't know. If I come across it, I'll flip it. Simple as that. Shipping. When do I use bubble mailers, ground advantage with United States Postal Service, and when do I use the typical ESE, the eBay standard envelope? Most of my cards that are low end or just regular thin cards, the typical regular cards, I ship ESE if it's under $20. eBay doesn't allow you to ship anything with the ESE if it's over $20. So it's simple as that. Anything under that, I ship ESE. Simple as that. Plain white envelope. It does give you the eBay tracking, the ESE tracking number, and then I just usually put in whether it's a top loader, whether it's a card saver. That's how I ship those. I usually ship the thicker cards, the patch cards. If it's pretty thick, I try to use the eBay standard envelope if it fits nicely, and then I usually charge the 3-ounce one, which is they don't machine it, or they're not supposed to machine them. So those are the $1.12 I think they charge on that. And then bubble mailers, all that stuff. So slabs, anything, do not send slabs in a plain white envelope. You're crazy if you do, and you're stupid and never ever. Don't do that. I'll never buy for you. People will never buy from you again if you do that. Bubble mailers, usually the super thick cards, RPAs, super, or any cards above $20. I ship that with ground advantage. Just depending where your location, the 4-ounce charge, I usually do that. So, and I use the bubble mailers on those. And simple as that, man. Tracking comes with those things, so that's not that difficult. How do I charge? I usually charge anywhere between $5 to $6, depending on the weight of the cards or how many cards you purchase. So obviously I usually charge that with when I use the bubble mailer. When I usually ship with the ESC, I usually just charge like $1 or even less. ESC, I usually charge like 80 something cents or 90 cents. It just depends. And then if it's the 3-ounce version, I usually charge like $1.25 just to cover all my supplies and just the shipping fees, man. Just charge accordingly, man. Simple as that, guys. I don't overcharge on shipping. Some people do. Some people charge a huge amount on shipping, and to his to own, I just don't. I just charge enough to cover shipping costs, to cover the supplies. That's what I try to do as best I can. So I try to keep, you know, the cost down for my buyers as much as I can on that. And which sport should I buy? Do I invest in? So to me, I buy a lot of football. I do basketball, and I really started, increasing my inventory on baseball recently. But primarily football and basketball, and the reason being is because I love football. Football is my favorite sport. Basketball is probably, I would say, is my second favorite sport. And then I have a little bit of MMA. I have a little bit of other stuff. And baseball, I've been really increasing that. But I highly recommend just doing something that you love and what you're interested in most, because you'll know it. You follow it the most. Like football, I follow football the most, so I know football like the back of my hands in regards to players, in regards to who's doing what, who is doing well, who's doing not so well, and especially college football. I love college football also. So I highly recommend, if you're just starting, collecting, flipping, and whatever you want to call it, do what you know best, and then slowly expand. Like right now, I want to expand to Pokemon. I just don't know that stuff, and it just doesn't, intrigue me. It really doesn't. I tried, and I just can't get into it. So I'm not gonna be spending tons of money in it, which I know there's money to be made in Pokemon. Don't get me wrong. In TCG, there is a ton of money to be made, but it just doesn't pique my interest. And I'm the type of person I am in it for a little bit of the money, but like I just said, at the end of the day, as long as I put food on the table, roof over my head, that's all I need. But I'm not gonna just jump on the bandwagon of Pokemon or TCG just because there's huge money to be made. But if it doesn't intrigue me, it doesn't interest me, I'm not gonna be into it. I'm not gonna be invested into it. I'm invested into football. I'm invested into basketball and sports. I love it. So that's what I would do. Find whatever sport you're interested in, that you prefer and that you love, and I think your passion will show in your inventory, will show in your interest, and show in that your knowledge. That's how I feel on that, and that's what I believe in it. So there you guys go. Hopefully, I don't know if this short video now, I kind of babbled on for a while, but those are just some of the questions people had, and hopefully I can help answer that a little bit, and just kind of my experience and my thoughts on that. Other than that, if you guys like this stuff, feel free to subscribe. Like I said, check out the eBay store. I put the link in the description. I think I make every card available for offer, so make sure, send an offer. Worst case scenario, I will rebuttal whatever price that I feel is generous. So there you guys go. And then don't forget, spend $25. You guys will get a MAPOP sticker. I've been sending them out with people who order slabs or just spends over $25. I've been sending them out, so it's kind of cool. And then other than that, man, I really do appreciate you guys. Like I said, if I haven't said thank you guys for checking out the video, checking out the channel. I super appreciate it. If you have not subscribed, all good, man. I still appreciate you guys watching the video through this far. I will always thank anybody who watched the video. And there's a lot of you guys. I look at the analytics. There's a ton of you guys and gals, who knows, who watched this video or watched this channel who hasn't subscribed. So it's kind of crazy, but I still appreciate you guys, man. Hopefully you guys have a good weekend. And until next time, man. Cheers.